Any way to advertise on ChatGPT or DuckDuckGo? Why does no one recommend Bing for ads other than the low search volume? I think that would be the search volume, like you just said. Not many people know about Bing. I went through my like Bing stage for like 6 months where I set that as my search and all that, but I don't know. It just got weird after a while. I just went back to Google. But what's your
Yeah,
thoughts on that?
no, he nailed it. It's usually because of lower search volume. ChatGPT, I'm not familiar with DuckDuckGo, so forgive me. Paul, you might be, so reel me in on that. But as far as ChatGPT, I don't see anything yet, but you will. You will.
I
I
honestly don't know what DuckDuckGo is.
Yeah, sorry, I don't either. I haven't seen that. I don't know if that's like a local platform or not, but Bing, he nailed it. He already answered the question. It's because usually the lower search volume.
Cool. And then Josh says he is absolutely right. I was bored and tried to convince my company the best, and for ChatGPT to always mention me, and it gave me a huge questionnaire to fill out. Okay. Okay. What else we got
Yeah.
here? I'm just catching up on some of these comments. We fell behind a little. Who cares what new people are doing? Our customers are baby boomers. They don't know TikTok. They are still on Yellowpages, laughing out loud.
Now, don't be surprised. That's shifting. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. So because we always look at junk removal and we're like typically women 35 to 60s, right?
Okay.
Usually going to be our clientele. Don't be shocked that they're on these videos and they're going through this stuff. Maybe not TikTok as much, but I'll give you an example. My mom didn't know how to text 5 years ago. Okay. My mom stays on Facebook Reels now and watches videos. She sends me funny videos all the time through Reels. It is changing, guys. Those people, definitely the women in their mid 30s, my age, but even the older ones, late, if it's early 50s, you're going to start to see a little bit more of that. Obviously, you still have your some that aren't on it, right? That just never shifted to that. But it is changing, and it's going to continue to change because we don't stay still in time. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that woman who's 35 will be 45 in 10 years from now, and she's been using these platforms. So you're not just thinking about right now, you're thinking about your business in 5 to 10 years as well. So, don't get lost in that. It's shifting, and I've seen it personally right in front of my eyes.
Here's an example, Russ. So my mom, I hit her up and I'm like, yo, download ChatGPT right now. And she's like, no, no, no. I'm like, I'm telling you, this is the new Google. Like Google is going out. You need to adapt now. Let's get into this now. And all. So she's like, yeah, 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 yeah. So the next day she has a question. I'm like, well, that's a good one for ChatGPT. Did you download? No, 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 I didn't download it. Yeah, download. So the other day she calls me up and she's like, can you do that chat thing? And can you put this question in? I said, no, now you're going to go download that. And I said, you're going to do that. That's going to be your first thing. So even my mom is now getting transferred over to ChatGPT and all. So it's, people are going to start evolving and adapting to the new ways and all. So you got to know them all.
Yeah, all it takes is for a son to show him how to do it and him love it, and it changes. Right? I mean, my mom was that way with DoorDash. She's like, oh, I'm not doing that. And she's like, and she did like one order, and she's like, they're terrible. Yep. A week later, she's like, I've been using that DoorDash thing, and it is pretty nice.
Oh my God, she's hooked now. Yep.
So it doesn't take much, guys. It's going to keep shifting, and whether you like it or not, it is going to be the dynamic that we're in, and this is why and I've seen this, I'm sure, Paul, you've seen this as well, a lot of the younger kids are really taking off in junk removal in these industries because they understand video and TikTok so well, and because they grew up with this stuff. Whereas the guys usually my age are like, oh, I don't know. I don't know this stuff, man. I just, I'm old school marketing. We're going to shake hands and everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this is why the younger kids are getting such a junk, like the junk teens, because man, they understand the weight that this holds, and they just shoot up so fast because they're so consistent. They know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I see it all, man. I see all these young bucks, 16, 17, even, junk teens are a little older now, but I'm seeing like, dude, 16, 17 starting his business, and you're like, holy shit, man. And they're doing it the free way with, using the platforms for free. And That should be everybody's goal. And I see a lot of people like the old school were like hating on some of these newbies and, oh, what are they doing? They're telling the customers the price. That's what they were all saying about JT Junk Solutions and all. And I'm like, guys, you shouldn't be hating on them. Like they are cracking the code and figuring a way that we don't got to be spending thousands of dollars. If we could replicate what they're doing, they're getting all free leads. And isn't that what we're all here trying to do? Or, minimize marketing, that we're not just, with Google just shelling out crazy amounts of money and everything and hoping that we're seeing the returns. I like the new ways they're finding, that free organic marketing and everything.
Yeah, they're laying the blueprint, right? Follow the blueprint. It's working, and understand that. Yeah, I get it, guys. There's something I see it all the time. All these YouTube guys are ruining the industry. It's saturated and stuff. But it's like, take some of the blueprint, guys, and use it to your advantage and use it to grow. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're all trying to do as business owners.
We got a question from Mr. E. I'm going to take off the mute right now. They're in the car. He says, Blake, would you be willing to give a review on someone's Facebook campaign, even if they're using someone else for their campaign, and give your review on what needs to be improved?
100%. And I won't BS either. I just had a call literally before we hopped on and I went through a campaign. I'll tell you what they're doing great. I'll tell you some things they can improve on. I don't mind whatsoever. It goes back to right when we started. Still giving value, helping people out, man. Whether you work with me or not, that's irrelevant. I'll give you what I see, give you the expertise that I've accumulated on Facebook and junk removal, and you can take it for what it's worth and go to take the next steps from there.
Well, I want to say, bro, I am loving all this and everything. I know I have you on for a while now. I just want to finish off with a couple quick questions, before we call it a night and all. But I just want to say, man, there is just so many gems that you're giving tonight, and I'm definitely going to go back and just kind of like soak all this in, man, because a lot of gold here, guys. A lot of gold. I haven't heard too much about with the Facebook ads and all. Mr. E, would you like to say anything, man? Are you on your way home? Like, what are you guys doing over there right now?
Oh man, we got Todd right there from Strong Sons, and we're just wrapping it up, taking it to the house. But that was my question. You know what I mean? For Blake, can he, if someone's using, Facebook and they hired a campaign manager to run their Facebook boost and post and everything, would Blake be willing to, over give his a review on it and recommend what could be done better? And he answered that question. Thank you. And Blake, what you're doing, you know what I mean? Reach out to the Yee so we can talk, and we'd love to work something out. And but you're doing a good job, and keep up the hard work. And everybody support this guy. He's going to be at the Junk Expo 2025. Show up, reach out to this guy. He can help you out, and you won't know if you don't ask a question. So reach out to the guy and let him give you some insight, because I'm sure he can work with everybody and everybody's budget.